In this video, we are going to learn about a coding editor which is known as REPL.it. So REPL.it is a coding editor where we will be executing our JavaScript files. We will be creating our new files. We will also be creating our folders. We'll be managing all our JavaScript files over there. And we'll also learn about how do we execute our own created JavaScript files on REPL.it. So REPL.it allows us to write some code on the browser. The link for that is given over here, which is repelit.com. So let us visit this website and create a new account for us in order to execute our JavaScript files. So if you visit repelit.com, this is the kind of the screen that you will be able to see. Now you have to click on sign up, after which you need to click on continue with Google. Now you can use the same account with which you have registered on Crio as well. So I'm also going ahead with the same account. Once that is done, you will be redirected to this kind of a screen, after which you need to click on this button, Create REPL. So I'll be clicking on Create REPL, after which this is the screen you will be able to see. Now in the template, you need to search for an option known as Node.js. So as you can see, a template is available over here known as Node.js. So you have to select that, and then you have to give the title for your REPL. So let me just give it as Crio Foundations JavaScript. Okay, and then you can click on Create REPL. Once you click on Create REPL, it will take some seconds depending on your network, and after which you will be able to see this kind of a screen. There will be an empty index.js file over here. This is the place where you will start writing your code, and on the right side is the place where you will be able to see all the output of the executed JavaScript files. Okay, so how do we make new files now, and how do we print something on the output to check whether this Repelit is working for us or not? So how do we print hello world on the output in JavaScript? So for printing any such thing on an output in JavaScript, you use the command console.log. Okay, console.log is going to help us print something on the output. Okay, so let me go back to Repelit and let me just say console. Let me just write over here console.log hello world. Now, how do I run this file? You can see a button over here known as run. If I click on that, you can see hello world got printed over here. So there was a JavaScript file in which I said console.log of hello world. And once I click on run, the same thing got outputted on the console as well. So this is how you make use of Repelit in order to execute your JavaScript file. But wait, this was a default file that Repelit gave us. Can we make our own files? Yes, we can. Can we execute our own files? Yes, we can. Let us also try to understand how we can make our own JavaScript files on Repelit. So where do we add the code and how do we run the code in a file using the node command? Let us try to understand that now. Going back to the Repelit, you have some options on the left side, which is known as new file, and another one is new folder. So let us first of all create a new folder for our learnings over where we will maintain all our JavaScript files of all the codes that we are going to execute. So if I click on this icon, new folder, I'll name it as learning REPL. You can click on enter and the folder would be created, inside which you will be getting an option of adding another file or a folder. So I'll be clicking on this file over here and I will say learn repl.js. You can name your file anything as per your convenience, but this is what I'm naming for myself. Okay. Now this is an empty JavaScript file that you have created for yourself. You can see the whole file is empty currently, right? Now over here also I could have said console.log of hello world, right? Or let me just print something different over here. Let me just say hello world in Repelit. If I now click on run, you can still see it is still printing hello world only. But why? The reason behind that is this run button is configured to only run the index.js file. If you want to run the file learn.repl.js, you have to write a command on the shell. Now, where do we access the shell? You have an option of shell over here. If the shell is not visible for you, you can click on the plus icon, scroll down, and you can select the shell from here as well. This will also help you open the shell. Now you have to write a command in the shell to execute this file. And what is that command? You have to write node space the path of the file. How do you find the path of this learn repl.js? You can simply right click on that file and click on copy file path. Once you come to shell, you can simply paste it over here. So I'll just say paste. So node space the folder name slash the file name. If I click on enter, you can see hello world in Replit. So this is how I can create my own file inside a new folder, and to execute that file, I can use the node command. Node space the path of the file. Once I click on enter, this is the output that you can see on your screen, right? Perfect. So where is the output displayed? You just saw that. You can see it right below the command that you have executed. Hello world in Replit. How to create a new file or folder? Let's do this once more so that you're absolutely comfortable about it. So let me just make another folder. I'll say it as learn.js. In learn.js, let me just create one more file. Maybe JS is amazing.js. Right now over here, I can print something else as well. Console.log of Crio.Do is the best place to learn. Best place, right? Now, if I want to execute this file, again on the shell, I simply have to say node space the path of this file. So I'll say node space, I'll right click, I'll click on copy file path, and I'll just paste it over here. I'll click on enter. You can see Crio.do is the best place to learn. And this is how you execute your own files in Replit. Okay, so these are the things we wanted to cover. You are going to solve an activity. You're going to write your very first program on Replit. So you have to create a new file with the name printyourname.js, in which you have to console.log your own name. Now this activity is going to help you get comfortable with console log statements and how do we print something on the output of the console. So pause this video now and please try to solve it on your own once. Alright, so by now, if you have already paused and solved it, that's great. If you're facing any issues, let's see how do we actually solve this activity. So let's go back to Replit first of all. And for my activities, I'll be just creating a new folder. So what I'll just do is I'll make a new folder as activities, in which I will say activity1.js. Now in activity1.js, you simply have to do a console.log of whatever your name is. I'm simply going to print Crio.do. How do we execute this file? You simply have to use the node command. So node space, you can copy your file path from here, just paste it here, and then you can see it is going to print Crio.do and respectively your own name as well. So this is how you can always print something on the output of the console.